Hey, hey, welcome to Spiritual Vacancy. We are here to help fill your spiritual void. My name is Brooke Ann. I'm a psychic medium and a Reiki practitioner, and I am with the lovely.
Hello, I'm Mona Lee. I am an energy healer with Mind, Body, and Spirit and owner of Beautiful Mind in South Carolina. And I am so excited to talk about what we're here to talk about, which is really a unique thing that
Yes.
is something people are afraid to talk about, aren't they? This subject matter is something that people are like, "Oh, what are people going to think if if we talk about this?" But that's why we're here, to fill the spiritual void. So
Mhm.
go ahead, Brooke. What is this all about today?
Aliens.
Yeah.
And do you believe, like, have you had an experience? All the stuff like
Mm.
aliens are crazy. I believe. Do you believe?
Oh my goodness. For people who don't believe that there's something outside of our galaxy and outside of our own little world here, there's something to be said about that, because how can we be the only ones, right,
Right,
that are
right,
here?
right.
There's so much proof. Weren't you looking at some things of dates of when you found, when was the first sighting? When was the first?
So the first recorded sighting was March 1st, 1639
Mm,
by a humble, it said in the article, like by a humble guy, very quiet, and it was in Boston.
mm,
And him and two of his friends were on a boat, I think in the Charles River, and I don't know if that's near Boston, in Boston, but something around Boston. And they saw like this bright light in the sky, and the way it moved kept going back and forth, darting, like it wasn't an airplane or anything. I don't even know if airplanes were invented back there. I don't know. 1639 is a long time ago.
it was.
And they were watching it, and then they don't remember. Their memory was gone. They were about a mile downstream when they all kind of came to, and they don't remember everything that happened. And so
Mm,
that was the first recorded sighting. And then 5 years later, like January 18th, I think it was, there was another UFO sighting with the
mm,
lights, with the darting. It's like they can't explain what's happening and how it moves
mm,
and like
mm.
that quickly.
Mm. Isn't that
Yeah.
something? I think it's really those who have had the opportunity to see something that really are believers and know that they know that they know that there was no mistake. And I want to share actually a personal experience when I was working in a corporate job, and the office was overlooking the ocean around the north end of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And we've had some psychic friends of ours that said that there are energetic vortexes, especially around the north end. That's why when people come to Myrtle Beach, they're like, "Oh, I love Myrtle Beach and I just want to move there," because there are energy vortexes. But hence, one evening working late, it got dark. Not too late, but when everyone was gone and all the customers had gone, and there was a maintenance man that was standing at the window, and I said, "What are you looking at?" And he said, "No, I see something all the time. I see things in the evening time on certain times, especially during." He's like, It seems like when there's full moons or when there's things happen there, I just look out the window." And he said, "One day I saw this, I would call it a UFO, but something that had the blue and the red lights. There we go again. The blue and red lights that were flashing, and all of a sudden it went zoop and just zipped through the air. And he showed me a video of some footage that he had caught, not that exact one, but he showed me some interesting lights that were happening. And I know I've seen those as well. I've seen some lights that were just like very quickly moving swiftly through the sky. That it was not an airplane, because we live right under the direct path of the airport too. So I know what the airplanes look like, and it was not an airplane.
Yeah.
So
No.
quite interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's interesting. And you got it on video?
Yeah, he did. He got it on video because he was an avid watcher of the aliens. It's
That's so
just
cool.
like really fascinating, but we're definitely not alone. We're definitely not alone.
No, I believe that too. I have
Yeah.
never actually witnessed anything like that, but I would love to. I don't want to be abducted. Like I don't want to be like that part because then, you hear the stories and I truly believe, what they experience or what they see. And I'm always wondering like, why those people? Like
Mhm.
why them? Like why are they the chosen ones when there's that old, I forgot what the movie is that based on the true story of that guy where he gets abducted and then 3 days later he shows up and he talks about how they were like poking him and prodding him and all this stuff and he ended up being fine. But I'm like, wonder how they pick or why they pick or what are they doing? Like,
Mm. I
because they're
know.
so
I joke
intelligent.
about that. I do. I joke about that going, I'm waiting for my spaceship to pick me up, but I should be careful with the
Yeah,
jokes.
if you
Now,
go
what
missing,
would they be doing?
if you go missing after this episode, I'll be like, okay, she's with the aliens now. Nothing we can do now.
Oh my
But
goodness.
you got to think about like me and my husband always talk about, like the pyramids and things that
Mhm.
you can't explain. Like back in the day, how did they get everything so perfect? Like the pyramids are every piece is perfectly placed. And back then they didn't have the equipment we have now. And I'm like, heck, they can't even do perfect things now with the equipment and the technology that we have now. How did they do that back then? I'm
Right?
like, it had to be some kind of alien help or some kind of superpower help or, something more intelligent than the human race because I'm like, there's just no way. There's no
Absolutely.
way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And alien is, if we look at the definition of it, I believe it's something like it's something that's foreign to us. Something
Mm-hmm.
that's foreign is something that we're not familiar with.
Right.
There's so much that we as a human species are not familiar with. And I feel like the aliens look at the humans on this earth going, oh my goodness, what are they doing now?
They probably think we're so
What?
annoying.
Oh my good. I bet we're entertainment to them. I seriously
Yeah.
feel like we as humans, species, are entertainment to the aliens that are going, what are they
Doing.
doing?
My neighbor, so my next door neighbor, I haven't heard the story, but I want to hear it one day. But we were talking one day and he goes, yeah, he goes, my aunt swears she had an alien abduction. And they're not like the type of people that you would think would believe in that or, would be open-minded to something like that. And I was like shocked. And he's like, yeah, my aunt would not lie about it. She's just not that type of person, to lie about an experience she had. And he's like, I'll have to tell you about it one day. And I haven't heard of it yet. I haven't heard it yet, but I want to because I'm like, I wonder what she went through, or because it's like kind of fascinating and interesting to hear the experiences with what people have to share that do
Right.
actually encounter them. Are they scary looking like? I think they're scary looking, like with the eyes and they're like skinny and they just look like aliens, I guess. I don't know.
Well, they're not scared of themselves, but they're probably scared of us. We all look different.
Yeah, and we're scared of them. So
We
it's
are
like,
aliens to them. There are, I have a very spiritual person that I had worked with about maybe 20 years ago. And he was the first one to tell me that one of his guides is a big, tall, blue being. And
mhm,
then I started paying more attention to that. And he said it was tall and thin and beautiful and blue and just very peaceful. And
mhm.
that's always been in my mind. And I've always felt like I was kind of now when there's awareness to something, it makes you kind of pay attention. And since I've started working at this new place that has the scalar energy waves that are healing at the cellular level of the bodies, my first experience in there, I'm going to say I sensed the angel bumps. I saw beautiful beings that were there to heal. And I may sound crazy to some, but I really don't care
Right.
what it sounds like because I know that I sensed and saw some beautiful beings that are there doing some work that we can't see with the naked eye, but I got a very strong, beautiful sense and kind of saw little figures, that were showing up, and I'm so grateful. And they're purely just friendly beings that are love.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I think that's amazing that you saw that. I would love to be able to see like, the beings or because you said they're peaceful, so that's kind of nice. Because a
Mm,
lot of times we hear where they're poking or prodding or maybe causing harm or putting bird marks on people's body, like marking them. But what's interesting about that, so this lady that I know that runs the metaphysical church, she talks about where like one of her guides is an alien, but she can also, when she's out and about, she can smell people that are aliens, and that
mm,
aliens can take over and look as if they're human and
mhm,
be in a crowd. And I
mhm,
forgot where she was at, but she was at some like public event with her husband, she said. And she just knew that there was two aliens sitting behind her because she could smell them.
mm,
That's crazy to me because I'm like, now if I go out in public and somebody looks maybe a little different, like maybe they're an alien. Maybe.
mhm. Well, you never know. I mean, they're known to be hybrids.
Yeah.
There is a very beautiful YouTuber that I've watched in the past, and she has known that she has been abducted, and then she's got children that are half human, half alien. And she's
Oh, wow.
very connected on a daily basis. She talks about how she goes to work, but her work is literally going to work with them and their dimension and the quantum leaps of their dimension, and however she ends up going there, but she gets information and gets downloads of information that's happening, and they're here to protect us. They're not here to um uh what do you call it, get like push their way in. They're here to assist. Can't think of the right word right now, but they're here to assist.
So, do you know how her children feel? Like, do her children know that they're like half alien, half human, or does she not discuss that with them?
I don't know. I didn't hear that part
That's
of it,
okay.
but she talks about having hybrid children. So
Okay.
it would be interesting to find out how they do feel and what they do experience and how their existence is and what they think and how they process. It would be really amazing to know that. Um, it's fascinating. I do want to share there's another connection that I have that is near and dear to me, and she is involved in the CE5. I'm not going to mention any names, but people can reach out if they're interested. CE5, which is really connecting to the aliens, and they show up. And usually it's at dusk when it's getting dark out, and then when the energies are right, because their frequencies and vibrations are a lot higher than the humans' frequencies and vibrations. So
Mhm.
as long as our vibrations and frequencies are the utmost height of peace, the loving vibrations. Love is one of the highest frequency vibrations we can feel. So just feeling that inner love, that inner peace, then they're in the certain meditation, CE5, they show up. So that is something that is happening in our area. It's
Wow. Okay. So, let me
Mhm.
ask this. So, when they show up, though, do they talk about their experience or are they just showing up to communicate with them? Or what is the goal once they do see the aliens or communicate? What happens?
Well, we can ask for information, right? Ask and you shall receive. There's information. If people want to know something, they can literally just ask a question. She can
So
communicate
it's
with
like
them. They
what's
show
to
up.
come or like in the world or like predictions or are they asking stuff like I'm so curious now, like is it stuff about themselves or is it like downloads or they're just like literally talking to the aliens and then the aliens are like, yes, whatever question, here's your answer.
Well, I think it's just like how we communicate with each other on the human level, right? And
Right.
if somebody is communicating on the alien level and they're asking for guides. Like, for example, one of my favorite guys I listen to is Lee Harris, and he does the energy updates, and he channels in the Z's. And when he talks to the Z's, those are known as like people outside of this realm, which people would call them aliens. Or,
Okay.
but I mean, there's aliens in different forms. There's aliens in different spirit forms. There's aliens in different ways, but he gets information and downloads of information of what's happening energetically on our planet month by month.
Okay.
Pretty interesting to watch that too, because then you can look back going, oh wow, that did happen last month, or oh my goodness, that was the energy that seemed to be happening. But they're here to assist. That's all I know. They are here to assist. The ones that I have seen
Mhm.
and felt, they are here to assist. A lot of times when I'm doing my work, I'll ask if the person is interested in knowing a spirit guide, then a different spirit guide will show up, and they show up in different forms. And there was one day a blue, beautiful spirit guide of an alien showed up for one of my people I was working with. And now from this day forward, that is her guide. That's one of her guides that is there to protect her,
Wow.
to guide her because she lives alone. So she's there, he's there to protect. And it
Cool.
just felt like maybe they're into androgynous. I have no idea, but it felt like a more of a male energy, like a protector.
Wow.
So it's all different. It's all just so different. And it's just so amazing because there's so many layers and so many dimensions in this multiverse,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
We are in a multiverse.
Yes. Yeah.
It's
Oh, yeah. And then
fascinating.
there's so much more than we even realize or can
Oh,
even fathom or
yes.
think of. Like, I personally never want to encounter an alien, but I'm fascinated by them and other people's stories and what they have to
Yes,
say. And maybe we have, maybe we are all aliens. Who knows?
sure, exactly. And of
You
course, we
know?
don't want to encounter them typically because they are alien to us,
Right.
right? And it's
Right.
something that we're not familiar with, it's something that we're afraid of. So what if
Right.
we weren't afraid
I
as we
know.
leave? What if we were like, you know what? Thank you. And I welcome you. Thank you. What can I
Right.
learn from you? What can I learn next? What can I know about that can assist
Mhm.
humanity?
Yeah, I would
Is
like to sit in that group that you were talking about just to hear their stories and see what
mhm,
they had to say.
the
Because I can't
CE5.
believe it's super, like, it'd be crazy if we didn't believe.
Mhm.
Like, it would be hard not to believe in aliens, just even with all of the witnesses. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Just with all everybody like so many stories of them experience them or what they look like, and they all look the same.
They might. There's things out there that I've had people share with me about being attacked by reptilians, and that might be alien to us because it's unique, but those ones can be the scary ones
Oh,
that
yeah, I
appear
bet.
to
Oh, yeah.
cause harm. And I don't know enough about them, but I don't that one kind of scares me. I would not want to see that.
No, I wouldn't
'Cause I've
either.
heard um, very deep things that people had shared with me about being attacked by the
Okay,
reptilians.
that would scare me.
Yeah, I don't like working with that energy.
No,
So,
but everybody that's
yeah,
had like an actual alien encounter, like the stories on TV or the documentaries, they all have like the deep eyes, the
yes,
dark eyes. It's like the what is that? Like such a ovally, I guess it's an oval or whatever that shape is,
like ET.
Yeah, I mean it's
Remember ET when we were kids? ET, phone home.
yes, but
And it's like that kind
they
of a
all look
shaped
the
head.
same. Like
Yeah,
what the people describe anyways, or the way the people, say or have somebody draw. I'm like, they're all showing up to the humans in the same form, whether they actually look like that or not. It's
sure.
definitely what they're showing up as.
Sure. Some
You
are the
know?
grays, some are the blues, some
Yes,
are
yes,
tall, some are
yeah,
shorter. So they're
right.
all different, just like humans have different
Yeah.
forms as well.
Yep, they all got the bony long. It always looks like their fingers are so long. Like every time somebody draws when they have like a documentary, it's like their fingers are probably flying their ship. Like their fingers are so long they could do
Hmm.
whatever with them. Be like,
Yes.
if they're listening right now, I'm so sorry.
Yes, we mean
We
no
love you,
disrespect at
aliens.
all. I've actually asked to be in I did go on a beautiful plant medicine journey one time, and that was one of my intentions that when I was going into the medicine space, I was asking to be, shown something with aliens. And I do remember being in a ship and seeing all these little dials, but I didn't see the actual beings themselves. In that moment. It was just a quick flash, but it was just a fascinating moment of a dimensional jump.
Yeah. Okay, that's
Yeah.
cool though. That's really
Mhm.
cool.
Mhm. Yes, yes.
But hopefully our listeners believe, and maybe they've even had experiences that they haven't shared that we would love to hear about in the comments, or you can message us about your experiences, and we want to know, do you believe? Do you think people are actually just making it up, or there is something more out there that is
Exactly.
highly intelligent with
And
what they can do?
Exactly, and whether people believe or whether they don't believe, it's okay.
Right,
It's
yes,
okay, to
yeah,
each his own, but it's just a fascinating thing to really consider,
yep,
that we
because
are not
I
alone.
believe they are there for sure.
Yes,
And
yes.
well, we hope everybody has a beautiful day. Thank you for listening in. And we will see y'all next week. And namaste.
Yes. Namaste, namaste. Thank you.